trying to decide between a Medela versus Spectra breast pump, then stick around. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the similarities and differences between the very popular Medela Pump In Style versus Spectra S2 and S1 breast pumps. So let's take a look. For starters, this is the Spectra S1. The Spectra S2, which has the pink interface, is nearly identical. The main difference being the S1 has a rechargeable battery, whereas the pink S2 has to be plugged in at all times. The Pump In Style with max flow is the latest Pump In Style version. So why are these two breast pumps so popular? Well, both the Medela and Spectra are extremely well-known and trusted brands. Both these pumps, especially the Spectra S2, are generally covered via your insurance. So that really does add to the popularity of these two pumps. So let's take a dive in and look at the differences between Medela and Spectra. Starting with the design. So you can see here that they both have their pump motor. The Pump In Style is a lot smaller. It is a lot lighter versus your Spectra, which has a all-in-one unit, but also comes with this handy handle and bottle holder at the back. What you'll also notice though is that the Spectra comes with an LED screen and your control panel. However, your Pump In Style does not have your LED style display. So we'll dive on in first though and take a look at the main suction strength and levels, because really when we're looking at a breast pump, that is one of the integral features. So in terms of suction strength, both of these are really powerful breast pumps. The Pump In Style comes with a 295 millimeters of mercury, where your Spectra is stronger at a 320 millimeters of mercury suction strength. You have 10 different suction levels, so how strong your vacuum will be. You can adjust those with 10 different levels on your Medela versus the Spectra, which comes with 12 different vacuum levels. So you do get a bit more control. The other thing when we look at modes, so both have your stimulation mode, which is the short, sharp suctions for initiating your letdown. And then an expression mode, which are your longer drawn out suctions for drawing out your breast milk. The Pump In Style only has your stimulation and expression, and other than adjusting your vacuum, you have no other controls options available. However, with the Spectra, on the expression mode, you have 5 different suction cycles that you can use. So it does give you greater control. A suction cycle is how many pumps there are per minute. So you do have the option to either slow down or speed up the suction rate. So you get a lot more control of your suction experience with the Spectra. In terms of battery, now I did mention before that the Spectra S2 needs to be plugged in at all times, but your Spectra S1 comes with a rechargeable battery. Now this battery will last for up to 3 hours at a time. In comparison, the Pump In Style must be plugged in at all times to be used. However, it does come with a battery pack. Now this takes 8 AAA batteries It is not a rechargeable pack. You can use rechargeable batteries and recharge them separately. However, you need to have 8 AA batteries for this to work, and it will give you up to 2 hours of recharge time. So depending if you're going for the S1 or the S2 will give you portability or not. The Pump In Style, you have portability with the battery pack. Now let's talk about the flanges. So you can see that these are both a pump to bottle design. The Spectra has a few more parts that attach with your tubing. So you have your backflow protector. This stops your breast milk from entering your tubing. There's 3 components to this, your membrane and the 2 ends, and then you have your single flange with a duckbill valve attached. I can pull that off. And it pumps direct into your bottle. The flange itself, the great thing about both Medela and Spectra pumps is that they are very popular, so there is a lot of variety in terms of your flange sizing. With the Spectra, it is a hard flange that comes with this. That is in comparison with the Medela Pump In Style that comes with your personal fit flex flange. So that you can see on here that it has a really nice curve to it for a better fit. It also has this really nice soft silicone edging, so you can imagine that being on your breast. It shapes to your breast more than your hard plastic flange with the Spectra. So this, having the extra seal, means that you are likely to get a better fit for comfort, but also for suction. In terms of parts, again, you've got your bottle. There are only 3 parts to, if I do it the right way, 3 parts to your flange area with your Pump In Style. So you've got your membrane, your connector, your flange, and then obviously your bottle. That's opposed to, I guess, the 5 different parts that go with your Spectra. Either, but having the more parts means more washing, more sterilizing, so it can be a personal preference. What I do like, though, let me move these out the way, with the Spectra is that you have the LED screen. Now, I will plug this in, turn it on. With this, you can see your cycle strength that you are on. Hold it up. You can see what vacuum level you are on, and you can also have your timer. Now, I really love this. It also shows you a different mode, and you have a 2-phase backlight. So this is fantastic because this can act as your night light for nighttime pumping. I find it really handy, opposed to the Pump In Style, which has no LED. You have no way of seeing what settings you're on. When you have this plugged in, you are literally needing to count up or down to determine what setting you are on. Now, one other thing that I'll point out between these 2 pumps, if you listen to the Pump In Style, let me pop the tubing in because it is a little bit quieter with the tubing, versus your Spectra, there is quite a bit of a noise difference. The Spectra is under 45 dB, whereas your Pump In Style, it doesn't specify, but I would say it's at least 50 dB. It is definitely louder than your Spectra, when that matters, definitely during your nighttime pumping. That said though, it's not excessively loud. Okay, so which one would I choose? Well, that really depends. I think with the Spectra, if you're looking for a pump that has the portability, I do think the Pump In Style, it is a smaller and easier to carry around. You do have your battery pack, so you don't need to be plugged in all the time. So that is definitely an advantage. I really do love how Medela has the Flex Fit, personal Flex Fit. And one thing I did not also mention that I should have is with the Pump In Style, it also, the Max Flow has little micro vibrations. So if you imagine that your breast pump is on, it's got slight vibrations in it that help loosen up the milk in your ducts and maximize your output. So that is an advantage that the Spectra doesn't have. However, for me, the Spectra does win, given that it is more powerful. You have better control over your pumping session. You can see easily where you're at. You have your multiple cycles, so there's just more functionality with it. Again, you've got the easy backlight, something that you can easily do if you're worried about the flange. Even though this is completely standard, you can easily change these out for different flanges. It's a pretty standard size, so there is lots of different options available. Overall, I do really think that both of these are great pumps. It comes down to personal preference, or which one you would choose, how you're using them. Are they going to be your everyday at-home pump, or are you looking for a pump that needs to be a little bit more portable? Hope this video helps.